So welcome back guys in this JLPT series where you learn about Japanese, and today is our class number 23, and in this class we will learn about Ichiban means the most and the best. So meaning and usage. So Ichiban means the most and the best depending on the context, and it is used to indicate superlatives, means the most beautiful girl, the fastest bike, the best boy, something like this, and often used in comparisons to show the highest degree of something, and can be used with verbs, means adjectives, adverbs, and verbs, but not typically used directly with nouns. So it is used with adjectives, verbs, adverbs, and nouns, but indirectly. Now let's see the sentence structure for different tenses. So in present tense, first we have subject plus ga plus ichiban plus adjective or a verb. For example, kono e ga subject, ga ichiban omoshiroi, which is an adjective. So the mean is this movie is the most interesting. And for present negative, first we have the subject plus ga plus ichiban plus adjectives with kunai or verb with nai. For example, kono eiga ga ichiban omoshirokunai. This movie is the least interesting. And the second example is kare ga ichiban benkyou shinai, means he studied the least. And now let's see the past tense structure. First we have subject ga ichiban and the adjective in past tense form and the verb in past form. For example, kinou no shiai ga ichiban tanoshikatta, means yesterday's match was the most fun. The next one is kare ga ichiban benkyou shita, means he studied the most. Past negative, subject ga plus ichiban plus adjective in past negative form or verb in past negative form. For example, kinou no shiai ga ichiban omoshiroku nakatta, means yesterday movies was the least interesting. The next example is kare ga ichiban benkyou shinakatta, means he studies the least. Now let's see some example of ichiban with different tenses. In present tense, kare ga ichiban taberu, he eats the most. Next is sensei ga ichiban hanashimasu, the teacher talks the most. Next is watashi ga ichiban hataraku, means I work the most. Next is kanojo ga ichiban utaimasu, means he sings the most. Next is Tanaka-san ga ichiban osoku kaeru, means Tanaka-san comes home the latest. Konoko ga ichiban nakimasu, means this child cries the most. Next is ani ga ichiban game o suru, my older brother plays the games the most. Next is kare ga ichiban ryokkou o shimasu, means he travels the most. Next is watashi wa ichiban oyogu, means I swim the most. Then last one is kanojo ga ichiban shouji shimasu, means she cleans the most. Now let's see the present negative sentences. So the first is kare ga ichiban benkyou shinai, he studies the least. Next is kanojo ga ichiban shigoto o shimashen, means she works the least. Next is ototo ga ichiban hashiranai, means my younger brother runs the list. Next is Tanaka-san ga ichiban ryori shimashin means Tanaka-san cooks the least. Next is Watashi wa ichiban nenai means I sleep the least. Next is Ano ga ichiban hoemashin means that dog barks the least. The next is Kare ga ichiban denwa o kakenai means he makes the least calls. The next is Kanojo ga ichiban taberu o mimashin means she watches the TV least. The next is Ani ga ichiban tetsudawanai means my older brother helps the least. The next is Kono kurashu de kare ga ichiban hanashimashin means in this class he speaks the least. Past tense. So first example is kare ga ichiban asonda he played the most. Next is kanojo ga ichiban benkyou shimashita means he studies the most. The next is watashi wa ichiban tsukareta means I got the most tired. The next is haha ga ichiban ryori shimashita means my mother cooked the most. Next is Tanaka-san ga ichiban hataraita means Tanaka-san worked the most. The next is kare ga ichiban hanashimashita means he talked the most. Next is kodomo tachi ga ichiban asonda means the kids played the most. Next is kinou kare ga ichiban hayaku kairimashita means yesterday he went home the earliest. The next is watashi ga ichiban piano o haita means I played the piano the most. The next is kanojo ga ichiban osoku nemashita means she went to the bed latest. Now let's see past negative sentences. First one is kare ga ichiban gakkou ni ikanakatta means I went to school the least. Next is kanojo ga ichiban osake o nomimashen deshita means he drank alcohol the least. The next is watashi wa ichiban nakanakatta means I cried the least. The next is sensei ga ichiban okorimashen deshita means the teacher got angry the least. Now let's see past tense form examples with noun. The first one is kare ga ichiban no tomodachi da means he is my best friend. Next is Fujisan wa Nihon de ichiban no yama desu means Fujisan is the highest mountain. Next is kore wa ichiban no eiga da means this is the best movie. The next is kanojo wa ichiban no sensei desu means she is the best teacher. So now the next is kare wa kono machi de ichiban no ohishan da means he is the best doctor in this town. Next is kore wa ichiban no hon desu means this is the best book. Next is kare ga kono gakkou de ichiban no seito da means he is the best student in this school. The next is kore ga ichiban no keikaku desu mean this is the best plan. The next is kono machi de ichiban no restaurant wa doko desu means what is the best restaurant in this town. The next is kare wa watashi tachi no ichiban no leader desu means he is our best leader. present negative is present negative sentences. これは一番の選択肢じゃない means he is not the best option. The next is このホテルは一番のホテルでもありません means this hotel is not the best. The next is 彼は一番の生徒じゃない means he is not the best student. The next is この方法は一番の方法ではない means this method is not the best. The next is これが一番の答えでもありません means this is not the best answer. The next is この会社は一番の会社じゃない means this company is not the best. The next example is 彼女が一番の女優でもありません means he is not the best actress. The next is これが一番のチームじゃない means this is not the best team. The next is この料理は一番の料理ではない means this dish is not the best. The next is 彼は一番のリーダーでもありません means he is not the best leader. Past tense form 昨日の試合が一番の試合だった means yesterday's match was the best. The next is 彼が去年の一番の先生でした means he is the last year best player. The next is これが今までで一番の経験だった means this was the best experience so far. The next is 彼女が昔一番の歌手でした means he was the best singer in the past. The next is それが一番の瞬間だった means that was the best moment. Now let's see the past negative sentences with verb. So the first one is この映画は一番の映画じゃなかった means this movie was not the best. Now let's see some examples with adjectives and in this past tense with adjectives. So the first one is この部屋が一番広い means this room is the biggest. The next is 彼が一番背が高いです means he is the tallest. The next is この本が一番面白い means this book is the most interesting. The next is 今日は一番寒いです means today is the coldest. The last one is このリンゴが一番甘いです means this apple is the sweetest. With non-adjectives, let's see. 彼女が一番綺麗だ means he is the most beautiful. The next is このレストランが一番有名です means this restaurant is the most famous. The next is この仕事が一番大変だ means this job is the hardest. The next is この町が一番静かです means this town is the quietest. The last one is このカフェが一番おしゃれだ means this cafe is the most stylish. Present negative sentences. Pattern is subject plus wa plus ichiban plus adjectives and then this. So first one is この映画が一番つまらなくない means this movie is not the most boring. The next is この問題が一番 muzukashi kunai means this problem is not the hardest. The next is kono inu ga ichiban chishakunai means this dog is not the smallest. The next is kono ryori ga ichiban karakunai desu means this dish is not the spiciest. Last one is kare ga ichiban yasashikunai means he is not the kindest. Next example of na adjectives kono hoteru wa kono hoteru ga ichiban kirei janai means this hotel is not the cleanest. The next one is kono machi ga ichiban shizuka de marimasen means this town is not the quietest. The next is kanodo ga ichiban yumei janai means she is not the most famous. Next one is kono kouen ga ichiban anzen de marimasen means this park is not the safest. The next is kono design ga ichiban oshare janai means this design is not the most stylish. Now let's see past tense sentences. So the first one is kino ga ichiban asukatta means yesterday was the hottest. The next is kono shiken ga ichiban muzukashikatta desu means this exam was the hardest. The next is kono game ga ichiban omoshirokatta means this game was the most fun. The next is kyoni no fuyu ga ichiban samukatta desu means last winter was the coldest. The next is kare no hanashi ga ichiban tsumaranakatta means his story was the most boring. Now let's see past negative sentences. So the first one is kinu wa ichiban samukunakatta means yesterday was not the coldest. Next is kono testu wa ichiban kantan de wa nakatta desu means this test was not the easiest. The next is kono mise ga ichiban yashukatta desu means this shop was not the cheapest. The last one is sono hoteru ga ichiban shizuka de marimasen deshita means that hotel was not the quietest.